Hi, I'm Patricia Quinn, Magenta from the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and check out Gruesome Herzog. Woo!
Just what I've been looking for. The Truck in 2013. Here's the storyline. In March of 1987, Roger and Alice take a weekend getaway to explore an abandoned campground Roger has inherited. Along the way, they run into an old four-wheel drive truck that adds miles of terror to their trip. Is there anyone behind the wheel, or is it driven by pure evil? Directed by Lee Vervoort. Written by Lee Vervoort. Released November 12th, 2013. Tagline: you can't outrun it, you can't outdrive it, you cannot stop the truck. Here's the cast. John Michael Morris as Roger Newman, Rachelle Christine as Alice Mason, Tim Emery as Sheriff Jack Bishop, Andy Grace as Deputy Clarence Bishop, Danny Lee Ramsey as 70s Guy, Jenna Ruiz as Teenage Runaway, Lee Vervoort as Captain Leadfoot, and of course we have the radio newsman, Leland Franklin. Wow. I want to give special thanks to Jim Doherty for sending me a link to review for my podcast. There's quite a few things I love about this film before I even got into it. 80s, 70s feel. You got the 80s here. You got the 80s/70s feel of the old, the car, Duel, you name it. And this film is filmed very similar to that style of film. And let me tell you something. This is not a gore fest. So anybody who thinks that they have to have gore, there isn't that much. To me, who gives a shit? We don't need a lot of gore for a good film. It starts off with, you heard me, Roger and Alice are going on a trip. Roger inherited his grandparents and then his parents' abandoned campsite. Along the way, Roger makes a mistake. I'll leave it at that. But in the meantime, they run into this crunkly piece of crap looking truck. And the guy who's driving it, or not, is an evil son of a bitch. He starts chasing them, and then they think they got away from him, and then he appears again. So basically it's a cat and mouse through the back roads, you name it. But again, what I think is most impressive about the film is, one, it's low budget. And for them to pull it off, to make it the year 1987. I love it. I love 80s throwback. But what I really love the most about this film, it's simple, smart, entertaining, and it has that old school 70s movies as far as an evil vehicle that's traveling the roads, chasing these people down. I love the cat and mouse feel of it. I love the era. I love the style. Now you're probably saying to yourself, why is he saying it's 80s when he keeps saying 70s? Well, it takes place in 87, but it has that 70s feel. Makes sense? When you watch it, you know what I'm talking about. Well shot, well acted, a great storyline. This is one of these films that, like, again, Duel and Car didn't have that much gore. You don't need it. This film is very, very similar. It's not a copycat. Don't think that. It's not. It's a perfectly made movie that I really quite enjoyed. Watching this, I'm thinking that I'm 15 again, watching the old 70s films. Fantastic film. Thanks again to Jim Doherty for sending me a link to review for my podcast. Great job by the cast, and a great job by Lee Vervoort. It's a nice piece of work, and I love the cops too. You've got to see that. I love the humor that's put in this film as well. Again, brilliant cast. Enough said. Look for it, The Truck, in 2013. If you're a 70s style film lover, this film's for you. If you like the 80s era, this film's for you. If you like old school, this film's for you. If you like throwbacks, this film's for you. I can go on forever. That's enough said. This is Gruesome Herzog. I give this film a 9 out of 10. I quite enjoyed the simpleness of this film. The low budget that they made doesn't look low budget to me, and that's fine filmmaking. Well shot, I must say. I quite enjoyed this film. Yes, I'm babbling. Hey, it's midnight. I can do what I want. This is Gruesome Herzog, and I'm out of here.